fuck's going on here?
Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
BoxingVoice.com.
What broke him down? Was it just the body punching? I was hitting him with body punching. I heard him actually, he was crying in there. You were saying that Biggs was crying when you hit him? Yes. When did that happen? And perhaps the fourth round on.
BoxingVoice.com.
So that you knew you had him by that time.
Absolutely,
But I knew he was tough and taking those punches.
Beyonce Productions.
Making women gestures like, oh.
Let's go, champ.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another flagship edition of the Boxing Voice. It is Sunday. It's Crow Day. And let me tell you, I might not know exactly who picked who, but I'm going to be forcing some crow down people's throats because I watched a lot of boxing this weekend. There was a lot of boxing this weekend, and I just got to continue to repeat in case it doesn't seep in through those thick skulls, through those sheep skulls. It is a great time to be a boxing fan. I mean, from Matchroom cards, both UK and US, and, World Boxing Super Series. I mean, Hughie, Fury, and Pulev. Just a lot of boxing took place yesterday, and we're going to be talking about that right here at youtube.com/The Boxing Voice, the voice of the people. Don't forget the number to call in and voice your opinion. Give us, your opinion on last night and yesterday afternoon's dozens of boxing matches that were out there. The number to call in is 1-425-569-5241. And listen, don't type. Like, why waste your time typing? Don't be a keyboard warrior when you can just Skype in. Add Nestor Gibbs, add Skype, and be part of the conversation. Now, listen, we have a jam-packed show. We have to review HBO's final big card, I want to say. The last big card. Daniel Jacobs defeats Sergiy Derevyanchenko on HBO's card. On the undercard, Alberto Machado stops Yuandale Evans in one round. On the undercard of that, because this was a triple header, Heather Hardy defeats Shelly Vincent in way better fashion than she did in the first round, or the first matchup, excuse me, because I'm thinking rounds because I'm already in the WBSS, which is probably in the second half of this tournament now, where Regis, Prograis, and both Ivan Baranchyk advance in some very entertaining fights that we are going to bring you all the details about. Speaking of details, we watched Kubrat Pulev defeat Hughie Fury on ESPN 3 Live. If you want to hear our commentary, you can head on over to youtube.com/The Boxing Voice to check that out. Ryder defeats Andrey. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his last name. I think it's like Sirotkin or something like that. But bunch of news and notes. I mean, from Triple G's promoter saying some very alarming news. We'll bring you the details. Jaime Munguia, also alarming news. Dazn, also alarming news with their takeover. They got Shields, they got Brandon Rios, they got Luis Arias, they got fucking Gabe Rosado. The possibilities for Jacobs and Triple G. I mean, just dozens of little topics to talk about when it comes to Eddie Hearn, Dazn, and all the possibilities. We got to touch on the biggest pay-per-view, or at least the self-proclaimed biggest pay-per-view between Wilder and Fury, with Okolie moving in as a sparring partner for Tyson Fury. Then we'll talk some PBC pay-per-views. Dana White saying he's definitely going to be involved in boxing. Garcia versus Comey likely to be off due to the Spence pay-per-view that we're looking forward to this February 19th in 2019, right? Now, I know that came out wrong. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm still a advocate for Spence fighter welterweight. But anyway, without further ado, let me get on out to all my co-hosts here.
BoxingVoice.com.
I've been doing this. I ain't been up and fell off. I've been through the Lennox Lewis era, the Nassim Hamed era, the Sugar Shane Moses era, the Oscar De La Hoya era, Marquez Hunter era. I've been through all the eras, and I still been telling.
How much you talk? You do too much talk. The thing is this.
People want their subjective preferences to be the objective reality.
HBO needs to fire you. You don't know shit about boxing.
BoxingVoice.com.
So yes, the once rich middleweight division has gotten a lot better now with the names of Danny Jacobs getting the IBF and Demetrius Andrade getting his belt, Canelo, Triple G, Jamal Charlo. So it's great for the middleweight division. So congratulations to Danny Jacobs, and which would be a very competitive fight when in the eyes of many people. Machado has put, I guess, a big shining light on himself with this amazing performance he did in one round. In addition to Heather Hardy as well, capturing the title that used to be held by Cindy Serrano, which we all know what happened when she fought Katie Taylor, which is going to make things a lot interesting. World Boxing Super Series had a great card as well as the upset, or maybe the predictable Hughie Fury in some people's eyes, as well as other news breaking. But we'll talk about it. Pass it on to my boy Mike.
I speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. I can't say it enough. I speak it, believe it.
2 attempts, handed bands over. Sicko hit, shot and miss. 2 to stand over. Breadwinner, huh? Look who in the building. Let me check my Instagram. I might be at 1 million. And I'm in.
BoxingWizards.com.
Yo. What's up, baby? We back with another one. TVV Flagship Sunday. A lot of boxing, man. A lot of boxing over the weekend. I had a lot of stuff to keep me entertained through my travels. So good boxing. Jacobs won. Shout out to my boy Sergiy Derevyanchenko. He put up a good fight. Also, shout out to my boy Yigit. That guy right there, man. I don't know what he made out of, but he took a beating and he didn't give up, but he took a beating. Also, one thing that I wanted to touch on real quick was a guy was out of work for almost 2 years, got offered $500,000, and he turned it down. I don't know where he come from or how he does business, but if I'm out of work for 2 years and somebody offered me $5,000 for one night at work, I'll probably do it. But let's go ahead and
500,000.
Yeah, exactly. Let alone, and shout out to my boy Yuandale Evans. I mean, you got your. I mean, what's his name? Yuandale what?
Yes, Evans.
My boy Ness putting money down on you. You know what I'm saying? And you living up. To, you know what I'm saying? You get your ass knocked out. First round.
Listen.
First round.
Let's not act like I didn't say that there's a big possibility he was chinny because of what Fortuna did in the first round.
Okay, right.
Or like I said, or that day I said, or, he just got caught with the right shot. And even still, I don't know. Is he chinny or is he continuing to get caught? But look, I don't want to bounce around. Let's give the all the fights its proper respect. Let's start with Daniel Jacobs defeating Sergiy Derevyanchenko. And what I think was a very exciting card altogether, even, including the Alberto Machado first round knockout, Heather Hardy, changing it up. Probably heard the show and heard us say she needed to change trainers and showed us, hey, look, if I want to box, I can box. And she boxed. But starting with the main event, Jacobs looked dominant. I would have liked to see. I didn't have it close. I stopped scoring. I think the worst card that a legitimate boxing fan should have: 8-4, 9-3, 7-5. I'm looking at you from the side of my eye, like, yo, 7-5. I'm looking at you like, really? You
but
sure?
one thing about like
all in your blood.
All the rounds, even though they were like Jacob's round, they were still like competitive rounds. You know what I'm saying? Like
very competitive, but it lacked accuracy. Both
exactly,
in my opinion.
And I guess the big thing that a lot of people need to understand that the fight could be competitive, but it was a very competitive one round, like a one-way street when you have to score it. So on paper, when we say 8-4, 9-3, things like that, that's based off the fact that who won the round, but it was completely competitive. And Danny Jacobs did show different things in the fight when it came to his defense, but at the same time, his offense, I think that's probably what we probably need to focus on. What do you think, Mike?
Absolutely, man. The guy stayed southpaw for like probably like the whole fight, right? Like he switched, then he never switched back. And I mean, I thought there was a different level. I mean, he showed a little bit of that in a Triple G fight, but in this fight, it looked like he was more comfortable with it and more effective with it too. And the body work from Jacobs, I mean, he was throwing power shots to the body. I mean, I can't say it was now that I think back on it, Ness was right. It was a dominant performance, but it was still competitive though. Like I just don't want people to like think that Derevyanchenko got his ass beat like badly.
Sergiy did great, and I also kind of stopped scoring in the middle rounds just because of the fact that it was kind of reminiscent of like Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia, not the style, but the fact that I felt that Keith Thurman was ahead on the scorecards. So later on, when the fight went on, Sergiy had to do, he had to get a knockdown, he had to get a knockout to solidify what would be a win. Because, in my opinion, I thought Danny Jacobs was doing fine up till maybe the end. Sergiy was getting the better, end of it. But at that point, if you looked at the scorecards, like we said, Sergiy needed to get a knockdown. Sergiy needed to start a little bit earlier, not get that last round, not get that extra, rally he did in the 12th round. He needed to pick up earlier. And I guess a lot of things was his breathing. I noticed that he was breathing pretty heavy. I didn't really see him looking overwhelmingly fatigued, but the breathing, the big gulps of air, him in the corner, I don't know if that played a factor, but he still had pop in his punching. And he did have Jacobs, going back for most of the fight. So,
I never once seen Jacobs worried. I never once seen Jacobs, hurt. But let me bring in the late baby.
What's up, man? Yeah, I just want to say I saw fight too.
Stay focused, stay working my dad. Nice boxing voice.
Because if he comes to fight, then I'm going to look for him.
I saw fight too.
I think you're accurate.
Yes. All your co-hosts, let them tighten up their belt. The late baby has arrived, right? Derevyanchenko, Daniel Jacobs, aka the Miracle Man, as we know him, right? I predicted a KO knockout, and I thought it was coming. I sensed it. And I hear you guys saying accuracy wasn't there. But to me, it was very clear. There was a lot of moving from Jacobs. He got hit a lot. He made it clear he had smoke to give, right? Derevyanchenko had the smoke to give. But Daniel Jacobs, man, those body shots were very clear. Those hooks were very clear. And at the end, during the the interview, on the post-fight interview, he was like, yo, and I kind of felt the way about this, and maybe one of you guys could acknowledge it as well. When he was like protecting who Derevyanchenko is, like, yo, let's not get confused. Derevyanchenko was ducked by Gennady Golovkin. Is that right? Or avoided? The word avoided was used.
I would say avoided is the best word, not duck, because
avoided in boxing fanatic way can mean duck. So
I mean, no, but you gotta understand the light at the end of the tunnel is Canelo. Why risk?
Yes, no, you're right. But we're rewinding a little bit, going towards Derevyanchenko, Gennady. So yeah, of course, the fight and the light is Canelo. He's the Mayweather, right? Of boxing.
But real quick, prior to that though, because I can put a big hole in there, was the Vanes Martirosyan fight.
Oh yeah,
at some degree.
Vanes, but I mean,
Vanes was a replacement for
Canelo.
But
you pick up a guy just to stay active. I mean,
no. He was staying active after dropping the belt. Like he could have defended his belt and stood active, but he said,
"Why defend your belt when you got $20 million online against nobody?"
You still defended your other belts. You just vacated that one. You just told the world that Vanes is less dangerous than Sergiy Derevyanchenko, and you risk it.
Yeah, but I think he was saving himself for Canelo Alvarez because
it sounds like a duck. It walks like a duck. It must be a duck.
Okay, it's clear.
I mean, that's not the first time that he did it.
So my question is, right?
That was the first time he did it.
Was Derevyanchenko really an avoided fighter?
Bro, I mean, none of that matters. What did you see yesterday? Did you see skill? Then you answer your own question.
Did I see skill from
Derevyanchenko?
Did he look like he would last or hang with Gennady? Does he look like he belongs at the top of that division? Does he look like he belongs to be mentioned with Jacobs and Gennady and Canelo?
No.
All right,
I think so. I don't think so. And the scary part is that he gave that work. He credit to Sergiy Derevyanchenko. He came to fight despite his stamina levels dropping rapidly.
That's the biggest problem with him right there.
He's still there. And that scares me, Daniel Jacobs versus Canelo Alvarez or a Gennady Golovkin.
One thing that's kind of frightening about Danny Jacobs now, like his last couple of fights, he's not been getting the knockouts. He hasn't been
or really hurting people. Like
exactly, yeah. So I mean, I don't like moving forward. I mean, I could expect for him to go with Dazn because of what he said in the press conference. I forgot how he put it, but it was just kind of like, where else would Triple G?
Don't worry about it. I got what he said. It may not be what you want to play, but it's still something that he said that needs to be heard and discussed amongst us, and then obviously amongst the listeners.
Let's go.
Had the opportunity to fight one of the Charlos down the line. Would that be something that you could get yourself up for?
And he just said 90-10 split. I mean, hey, listen, if that's something that the fans want, because I've always been vocal about, fighting Jamal, and this feud that we're having is being built. He's fighting Willie Monroe his next fight, so he's has obligations right now. We can't say anything because that victory is not promised or assured. So he has to look good, and hopefully if he gets that victory, we can talk about that in the near future. But I want that fight. That's a fight that we want, and that's a fight that has been brewing for some time now. So if there's any personal fight that I want, yeah, it's that fight. But we also have a management, we also have a promotion that's going to get us the bigger and better fights that make sense for my career.
Danny.
You had the opportunity to fight.
I like that topic.
Yo, the ending is what threw the curveball, but we also have a management and a team that's going to get me the bigger and better fights that I want for my career. So it's like, yeah, I want Charlo, but I don't want Charlo.
Nah, let's not hate, right? As we all say, yo, the big money fights. Like, yeah, Anthony Joshua could have 4 fights before fighting Deontay Wilder and make all these
absolutely, Enrique. But look, shouldn't people take a page? Like, the blueprint is there. Bruh, Canelo could do what Joshua does. They both doing it. Like, Joshua is learning from the Canelos and the Mayweathers, right? So if you are the Charlos, the Gennady Golovkins, the Daniel Jacobs, you don't do what these guys have been doing. You don't do what Gennady did, just wait around begging for a fight. No, knock everybody else off. Stop leaving these motherfuckers options.
I mean, that sounds great, but the truth is that Gennady Golovkin was knocking everybody off. He didn't move up weight. He didn't move down.
Bullshit.
He was knocking everybody out.
Second tier, man. Yeah, he was knocking everybody out.
Fighting Willie Monroe, who was knocked out.
Yes, listen, Enrique, I understand, but we have to be clear. He was knocking out the second tier dudes. He wasn't knocking out the top.
Okay, because the top was avoiding him.
Bruh, he had an opportunity. He had an opportunity to do a pay-per-view way before he did a pay-per-view.
Like, educate me. I'm the casual fan. I ain't the reporter. Like the listeners.
I'm trying to educate you. You cutting me off.
I'm just trying to have a little conversation.
He had an opportunity to do the pay-per-view with Andre Ward.
Whoa. That's dangerous, bro.
But he said he said it.
Okay, but isn't Mikey Garcia moving up one division from 140, or his last fight was at 35, so he's moving up 2 divisions to do a pay-per-view?
What's your prediction on that fight? Early, quick one, real quick.
I'm just saying, B.
Real quick, what's the general consensus picking? Who are they picking to win?
You got
the boxing nerd.
Oh, you clipping, baby. You clipping. Turn down just a bit.
Okay, Ron G.
Way too hot.
What's the options? What's the
come on?
What's the poll?
Garcia, Errol Spence, your winner off the top.
I got Spence.
Okay, Mike.
I already been vocal about this, bro.
Casual Enrique.
Yeah, we stay on.
Casual Enrique, listen to me. Even if everybody on this panel picks Errol Spence to win, Robert Garcia has been picked against maybe 5 or 6 times. He posted it the other day.
I heard that and I saw it. And
so, like, Buster Douglas was the wrong pick, but he got it right. Like, it just happens. You never know. The point is, that I lost that point. Where were we?
No. Wait, rewind. I'm gonna rewind it. It's
Why-
the simple fact that Gennady
Let Ron rewind.
Gennady Golovkin at a point had what many people considered a weak division at the time. So there were statements saying that he would fight anyone at 154, 160, and 168. Now, at that point, he had options. Now, granted, many people had to move up or move down to get big fights. You can see it in the women's division. Kelly Pavlik, when he got his title after defeating Jermaine Taylor, they also felt that there wasn't a good opportunity for him to get a big draw. So he went after Bernard Hopkins at a bigger weight class. Granted, the fact that he didn't win
never
that
wanted
fight.
no sauce at 60. When he was he was looking at Sergio Martinez at 54, looking at Sergio Martinez at 60. With that was old already.
No
looking at Cotto at 54, who was looking to move up. He was looking at Canelo, begging him to move up. Like what he was doing.
No disrespect, but we got a whole block on Triple G. We were talking about how Danny Jacobs possibly maybe avoiding Charlo and
I was going to go back to that direction. I was going to bring it back, but good way to bring it back. But my smoother way to bring that shit back was like to say, okay, let's take it now to Daniel Jacobs, who just fought Derevyanchenko, right? And Derevyanchenko gave him that work, right? He came to work, gasping and everything, put him to work. They have 300 rounds of sparring together, so they know each other. So I was going to ask the most hardcore fan on this panel, and you can step up. You can voluntarily step up. I don't know if it's Mike.
Down, just submit, baby. That's why I said you clipping.
That's Ron G all day.
No,
I mean we all fighting fans.
But you're like a historian, hardcore, know everything.
It ain't about historian. Am I better now right now?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I was going to ask. Okay,
turn down.
Damn, that might be on your end, bro.
Turn down for what?
My end is the end that matter. Remember, I'm the master record.
Or do what Mike does and not talking to Mike.
Yeah, you hear me now?
You're clipping though.
Damn.
You in the red, bro. Just turn it down. You probably not even connected to your mixer or some shit on some mic shit.
Nah, I am. I'm just trying
on some mic shit or like Mike, the mic you talking. Like which one?
Mike back there with the stogie and with the bogey.
How about now?
Yeah,
hey, Mike, with the bogey in his hand, B.
What I'm saying is because
word is bond, B. Word is bond. Hey, this nigga got me saying word is bond. Like I'm from fucking New York City now, bro. This nigga be saying that shit like the whole trip. Word is bond, B.
Yeah, B. Let Enrique get it off his chest.
Okay.
Yo,
this is $1 million question, man.
Real quick,
$1 million baby.
The Charlo
legendary baby.
All right, the Charlos, Jamal, right? Personally, like, who has he fought that's equal to? And I'm not disrespecting. I'm just asking this question as a fan. I ain't a reporter. I ain't a motherfucking analysis. I'm just a person who buys a ticket and sits in the audience and judges and be like, oh, my fighter is this fighter. I pick fighters based off the matchup. So Daniel Jacobs versus Jamal, right? Who has Jamal fought for me to be like, yo, he's the big threat? You know what I'm saying?
No one. But here's the other question: who wants to fight Jamal Charlo? Who has verbally said out that?
I'm gonna give you a guy who, in my opinion, will be a champion one day, and who is pretty fucking good. Ooh. Julian Williams. I think Julian Williams.
So the topic, you going off track?
No. Jamal fought Julian Williams.
Let's go back to.
I think Julian Williams is the best guy on his resume.
Man, you bumped your head. Austin Trout.
I think Julian Williams got a chance of being better than Trout. I'm just saying.
Yo, you crazy, man? How you gonna have a chance to be better than fucking Trout when Trout got a win over prime Cotto?
Mike.
So we never know. We never know how the future may hold. Williams might be Laura coming up.
And Laura's Cotto?
Not Cotto, but he got a good resume.
Nah, dog. Cotto was doing pay-per-views. Cotto still began. I mean, Cotto's last.
He got a country behind it, but would you say that I'm saying, would you say that Laura had a better outing against Canelo than Cotto did?
Laura
hold on. I would say I would say Trout beat the business prime Cotto. not the skill prime.
No, hold on. No. That was Cotto when he fought Mayweather at 154.
Yeah.
That was a good Cotto. And after that Cotto, he still got a world title. Like, y'all bugging right now.
Up against Mayweather. What are you speaking about?
Exactly. What I'm saying, he
Cotto was
lost to
a
Mayweather at
natural
154.
though, too.
That wasn't a
Balls
bad. He didn't
on
look,
Mayweather, though.
and it wasn't like he was terrible in the beginning of the fight. Some people said that was his rough and tough. And then after that, he fought Austin Trout, and then he lost. But then he beat Sergio Martinez regardless, and then he competed against Canelo Alvarez.
Ron, let me ask you a
after
question. You ever go to work and just don't feel like being at work?
I mean, at my older
Yes
job.
or no? Your older job? Do you ever go to work like?
Give me.
I have a great point right now. Cotto is the guy that goes to work and you can see he doesn't feel like being at work. That's why he lost against Saddam Ali. You know what I'm saying? He didn't feel like going to work against freaking Austin Trout. He went to work. He went to work with Manny Pacquiao. He went to work with Mayweather.
I mean, that's what you want to believe.
No, that's what I know.
No, listen, stop.
Derevyanchenko went to work yesterday. He looked like he wanted to work. He brought that smoke. He brought that heat.
Cotto was on the cusp fighting Canelo Alvarez. All he had to do was beat Austin Trout. He wanted to beat Austin Trout because I was setting up for the Canelo Alvarez fight, another payday.
But then
Trout
beat Cotto and end up fighting Canelo. Like,
then
Cotto casual talking about.
Then Cotto started like at 140 or something.
I'm telling you, man, it's true. Like,
he started at 140. What that mean?
I mean, he wasn't a natural 154. I mean, we seen that against
Mike.
Hold on. Can I get that point? We seen that against Saddam Ali. So the Trout victory.
Mike, stop it with that casual shit. Name a fight he beat at 140.
Name him. Come on, we got crickets. Do the cricket soundbite.
You name somebody he beat at 140, motherfucker.
But he started.
You too, casual. You name someone.
I'm lost on. I was on track with something else.
So now,
hold on, stop. You said name someone. Who are we talking?
Too late, because you probably gonna get help from the chat. It's too late. But my point
okay, go ahead.
My point I'm trying to prove is like, and ain't nobody remembering Cotto for this fake prime you think he was in. Like, people want to come in here and hate on Cotto and be like, nah, he was his best at 140. No, he was his best before he fought Pacquiao.
Snap Judo was his best.
He was his best.
My man won multiple titles at multiple divisions. It's like saying B-Hop was his best when he beat Oscar De La Hoya, but then he was no good because he lost twice to fucking Jermaine Taylor. I mean, he turned around and came back and was a fucking king at light heavyweight for some time. Like, and won titles. Unified, I think. Beat Tavares Cloud. Beat fucking Beibut Shumanov. You know what I'm saying?
Antonio Tarver was the big,
I want to back up my point about.
It's just whack to say that a dude was at his prime at a specific weight, especially when he's got resume to prove that at different weights. Like, Cotto went from 140, but then he beat, like you're saying, a natural 154 pounder. He took on in Trout. You know what I'm saying?
I want to bring later in his career.
Then he turned around and banged out with Canelo in a more. I mean, that fight was pretty even. You know what I mean?
I'll hold my thought, but go ahead, keep going.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say one thing, right? Andre Ward, who retired a champion, who retired undefeated, he dropped the 10 boxing commandments, right? You can use that and say when a fighter is at his prime, he's going by those commandments. I don't think Cotto used those.
Cotto was never at his prime then. Cotto
he did well against the Judas. He did.
Cotto got a legendary history for being an alcoholic. What is you talking about? If you want to bring up 10 boxing commandments, when has he not drank?
So I mean, your point is that Errol Spence would lose against Crawford, or
no, let's go back.
Let's go back to I'll be back. Yeah,
casual taking us down this ridiculous street just to say what? What are you? What's your point you trying to make about Derevyanchenko? Because you went down this long ass highway to talk about Derevyanchenko.
I didn't make this highway. You took the left turn. I was on one path, right?
Jamal Charlo, Danny Jacobs. Who was the best one in Jamal Charlo's resume?
To me, J-Rock, but y'all say Trout because Trout beat Cotto. Simple as that.
Exactly, and that's what I was getting to.
Jamal Charlo to build the rest.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike, for the U-turn. When Trout was defeated. I mean, was victorious against Cotto. He did not follow the 10 fighters commandments. He was the alcoholic at that point.
Listen, first of all, the alcoholism is a rumor. Man. It's a rumor. Like
you brought it up. I'm talking about the commandments that he did not follow.
But how do you know he didn't follow these commandments, bruh?
Oh man, because he lost against Austin Trout. Who lost against
154.
Somebody read the commandments to see.
What's the age old saying? A good big man would be a great little man. Come on, man. Like what are we doing? I personally think if you put Jamal Charlo in the ring with Cotto, he probably beat him. If you put fucking J-Rock in there with fucking the Cotto that fought Saddam Ali, he get his ass mopped. What are we talking about?
Jamal Charlo versus Cotto. What are we talking about? Why did you compare that?
Because Trout, y'all saying Trout is Jamal's best win. And I'm saying J-Rock is. I think J-Rock can beat Cotto.
Sometimes it ain't about who's the best win. Like when I used to hate on Triple G, people used to say that all the time. It's like, yo, it's eye test. People say that about Crawford, eye test. So biggest win, best win, that shit don't mean nothing. The bottom line is fans want Charlo versus Jacobs.
Absolutely.
Now let's do something though. Let's do something because I was searching Charlo versus Triple G hashtag. It's mad small. I mean, there's not. It doesn't even exist. But let me see if GGG Charlo exists because there was only like 29 posts. Okay, GGG Charlo's at 317 posts, which isn't shit.
Last hour,
nigga, all time.
God damn.
Search it yourself on Instagram. Go ahead. While I search now,
you're on. I'm going Twitter.
I'm gonna search now. Jacobs Charlo. And that has only 63 posts. So the world doesn't really want these fights. Let me show you, right? Now here's obvious things to do, right? Gervonta.
Okay.
Whoa.
Farmer,
right?
That ain't obvious to the world, but go ahead.
I guess that doesn't even exist.
Okay, that's what I was getting to. The obvious part
on IG, on Twitter, Charlo and Triple G have 510 tweets and 100 in the last hour.
All right, and so the other big fight, I guess that we can compare it to is Wilder, Fury.
That's a big fight, though.
They have 3,059 posts. Then you do Joshua, Fury. No, I mean Wilder. And that tag had, there's so many. Wow. This one is just
Your Wilder Fury on Twitter she got a lot of shit too.
Yeah, there's just too many.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's the heavyweight. They've been on many podcasts. Jacobs has been on none. You know what I'm saying?
Canelo Fielding, right? Let's see. That's new. And this is just to put it into perspective, right?
So why he's doing that?
That's 155 already.
Should Jacobs wait around to May for a Canelo fight?
That's what I'm saying. This is my point. Like, take away the May opponent.
Okay.
Who's Canelo gonna fight in May? He's busy right now with Fielding. Who's left for him in May?
I think May would be Daniel Jacobs. I think he has to wait around. I think
yeah, it could be, and they could also use Triple G as a negotiation toy to make Jacobs take short money, make Jacobs agree to a catch weight, make Jacobs, I don't know, fucking second day weigh in, say, yo, I promise not to weigh over 180. Bro,
exactly.
Wait.
You get rid of Triple G. You put some money on the line for Triple G. You're the one signed to Eddie Hearn. He still got $1 billion to use.
Wait, I'm a little lost. So Triple G would be, how does he come into the game?
He's leverage for
game.
If you leave him out there, Eric Gomez, Oscar De La Hoya. Listen, Enrique, you have to lower yourself because you're clipping. I bet you if I mute you, we won't hear that. Please.
I'm just trying to say, yo, there's
if you leave Triple G out there, Eric Gomez and Oscar De La Hoya can easily say, Well, you know, we're negotiating with Canelo and Triple G for the trilogy. So, you know, we're also negotiating with Daniel Jacobs, but you know, they're being a bit hard. So, you know, and that's how you do it. It's just no different than when Eddie did to Wilder with the Povetkin. You know, it's like, oh, we're dealing with you, but we gotta hurry up because we got Povetkin down our throat.
Okay. So
you're too low now, goddamn.
Yeah, boy, you way too low now. I can't. Boy,
in the closet.
How about now?
Say the ABCs and turn it up crank by crank. Don't go too fast.
E, F, G.
Right there. Good, right there.
Yeah, right. All right. So
way too loud. That's what I'm saying. It's coming right back in.
Yeah,
it was echoing. That we getting feedback.
Right there.
Go with that for a little while.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
All right. So
That's way better.
All right. So Triple G fights Canelo Alvarez next, Cinco de Mayo, right? He would be. It would. Canelo just has options, man. He could take Jacobs or he could take Triple G. I would say the safe zone is Jacobs.
Nah, the safe zone is Canelo versus Triple G. They've already done 2.6 million pay-per-views total. Why not do trilogy?
Safe business zone.
No, safe zone all around, bro. Triple G's gonna be a year older. He's the older man. No way. Safe zone.
Or he can do a shocker and do what he posted on his IG. I go towards everybody. People say that I'm running from, and he might fight Charlo.
I mean, did he post Charlo?
No, I mean he said I take the fans' perspective of who they say I'm running from.
The zone interview, but let's see how much Charlo had as a hashtag.
I mean, Canelo has like to do a 10 more fights after Rocky Fielding. So like it's not like jump the gun.
Canelo Charlo has 65 posts. So that's even more popular than some of the fights.
I don't see why that's a problem because the Barclays Center they don't use hashtags. And I'm talking about the audience in there. Only the media.
Did y'all have a problem?
The Barclays Center doesn't use hashtags. Yes, they do.
The Barclays Center it does. I meant the audience, the media only. My thing is this: like I don't go by hashtags.
Media don't use hashtags. People use hashtags. That's how you find things. And that's
I barely use hashtags to find things. Okay, you're right about yes, that's the way to go about it, but that's not the way I go about a fight. I go about a fight. Oh,
all right, but that's not about how you go about it. What I'm showing is popularity. If a hashtag is created and has numbers, it's popular. People are using it for a reason.
That's cool. It is much more popular, yes, indeed. But you just used Gervonta Davis and Tevin Farmer. Right or wrong? And is that fight going to happen or not?
There's no hashtag. Is it anywhere close to happening? Is it anywhere close to happening?
How big was the Derevyanchenko versus Danny Jacobs hashtag? It was in the small room at Madison Square Garden.
It was a mandatory though. It was a mandatory though. That's
you can't use that hashtag because the fight just happened. Of course, it's probably going to be all over the place at this point. People commenting, talking about it, using for media.
Matters. It doesn't matter. Hashtags, he's right. Yes, they're used, but it's not.
Jacobs has 1,145.
How did y'all feel about Jacob saying, can we not like do the hashtag game? Like really? But like all this hashtag shit is like really irritating. But how did y'all feel about Jacob saying that he didn't want to fight Andrey in the future, well, in the near future, but in the future because they're like good friends or they're like brothers, something like that?
Because the thing is, he wants the Canelo fight. Everyone wants the Canelo fight, and we all know Canelo could fight anything and everybody. Like no one anticipated Rocky Fielding.
That's my point. That's why we went down this rabbit hole. Because my argument is, don't sit around waiting. Eliminate the options.
Take him out.
I mean, if Canelo has no Triple G, who does he fight? If Jacobs gets his fucking promoter to solidify Triple G, who does Canelo fight next?
I think the fans want to see a Charlo, the younger Jamal or Jacobs.
Okay, so now if you're Matchroom and you're playing chess, you just force Canelo to take a more dangerous fight than the older Triple G. And he's no longer leveraged.
I won't use older
if you're playing chess. You look at Rocky Fielding, and if Canelo beats
bad feedback, I'm fucking aggravated.
If Canelo fights Rocky Fielding, then maybe they'll throw him Callum Smith.
I mean, I doubt Canelo's gonna stay at the 68 game, bro.
Who knows?
All right. Callum Smith ain't no pushover anyway. We seen what he just did. He ain't nobody's pushover. Canelo ain't going up there just to play.
What is that fucking feedback?
I'm telling you, I have no clue, but I bet you if I start muting, we'll find it quickly.
Let me meet me first. Yeah, here we go.
A B C D. Everybody's acting quiet. Still there. Still legendary.
It's him. I've been muted the whole time.
I'm telling you, I've been telling him it's him, but he argues with me time after time, catches the attitude. Look, now he's muted. No one hears feedback. It's like, oh, get your shit together. Grown ass man can't get that shit together. Come on, bro.
My nigga
I said that shit half hour ago, right? Like I could tell. I know I've been doing this shit for so long. I know exactly who's hot, who's not.
But let's go on with the card. Alberto Machado stops your boy Yuandale Evans.
Oh my God! Now, first of all, let me
real quick. I sat down. Look. I sat down on the bus. Got me some chips. Got me a drink. I said, "Let me watch this nigga Yuandale." My nigga Ness said he put some money on this. Let me sit down on the bus and watch this man fight, bro. 1 round.
Bro,
I ain't even first. Chips.
Why you want to rub it in? Let me eat this crow. But look, let's keep in mind. I said everything. I look. We knew he's a plus 580. You know what I'm saying? But look, the line kept coming down too. It got all the way down to 360.
Hey, while you at it, I didn't get mine for Sergiy.
Oh, you picked Sergiy?
Yeah, I did. I got a stick, baby.
Yo, I'll tell you this. On my FanDuel, right? I got $10 on that draw for Fury versus Wilder, right?
That's a 3,001, ain't it?
3,700.
Yeah.
So that you got to take that. So that leaves me with 190, right? Then I bet on Yuandale. I bet on Derevyanchenko. You know, I made a few bets, but the kitty is at 171, players. Why? Because I bet Jacobs by decision to cover all my craziness.
Oh, okay.
So I'm telling you, I'm going to start popping my collar on these dudes. They be thinking like, yo, Ness, you don't know how to pick. Nah, I be picking with the heart on some hard shit. But, like, I'm about to make some bank right now. You feel me? I went with Machado, but I bet it's gambling, so I gamble light. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go with Machado. I went with Evans on the big money. I knew him personally. Feel me? He's been in the game for 7 years or so. I'm like, $5? That ain't shit, Ron. Fuck. Cigarettes cost more than $5. Fucking Mike came over to the East Coast and found that out real quick.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
you know,
Let me defend you, Ness. Let me help you out. You did say one thing, and you said it out early, and that's why I had explained who Machado was. You said you didn't really watch Machado. You didn't watch him. So at that point, why would you bet against, bet for someone you didn't see or really watch?
Bro, y'all see how big Machado was compared to?
I told you he was gonna win. I told you
That
he was gonna.
he was about a foot taller than Yuandale.
And my only concern, what I was saying is what he needs to do is he needs to knock him out better than Fortuna. That was my only concern. He needs to knock him out 1 round.
And that was typical because they both slept him and they both did it in the first round. You know, dude, he was a minus 175 to knock out. So, like, you had to put banky bank just to make money. But I got a message and they were like, you always got to bet the odds if you want to make money.
Yeah.
Like, if the bookie got the dude winning, just bet the dude that's winning. Just win a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's like when Floyd was winning, when Floyd was fighting, you knew he was going to win. Regardless of the odds, you knew he was going to win. So it was a safe bet. You know what I mean? Now, if you had the money, you can bet whatever it was, whether it was 4-1, you got that 400. You making an easy 100. You knew the motherfucker was winning. He didn't never lose, right? So I don't know, man, because Machado looked good. He looked good. He's very long. You know, he uses his jab, and he's got a lot of power in that left hand. I mean, but all the same reasons I said Thursday, I have to say today. Evans was coming off of 12 months. You know, he was a featherweight when he fought this kid. You know, so he's moving up, and he got knocked out by Fortuna too. So it's like, is he chinny, or is it these people keep landing the perfect punch? But I'm gonna keep my eye on Machado, obviously. You know what I mean? He got a Lomachenko over Walters. That's what this was. And listen, Evans is no Walters, but I still fuck with Evans, man. I hope he can rebuild. This is obviously a 90-day setback now. And, you know, he wasn't getting fights like that. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that undercard.
Well, I was going to say at this point, probably the obvious choice for a big fight would probably be Machado and Burchell, and the winner of Belcher and Miguel Roman, because it's like, you know, you get rivals countries.
Called out Baranchyk. He said, let's do the Mexico-Puerto Rico thing. The thing is, like, I mean, I guess it's up to Golden Boy now, because Golden Boy deals with Cotto. Maybe they could bring it to DAZN.
And that's the other option. Another option potential at that point is, you know, Tevin Farmer's over there, you know, on DAZN. So if Machado goes over there to DAZN, that could be a potential fight for Tevin Farmer to maybe have if they can't get the Tank Davis fight.
Speaking of Tevin Farmer, did y'all hear the dig that he took at Tank on Twitter?
Man, I'm growing so tired, but yeah, I seen it because y'all put it in the chat.
Yeah, the real WBS super champion won tonight, or whatever he said.
I mean, you know, that's the thing, you know, that's a dangerous game to play, because there's a lot of other regular WBA champions out there that I'm sure he respects and wouldn't say that to, right? So, you know, it's just a dangerous game to play, man. There's a lot of other WBA regulars out there. You know, Pacquiao is a WBA regular that I'm sure he wouldn't say that to. And, you know, he'll probably find a way to back it, like, oh, Pacquiao's resume, so he is a true champion. But, like, you know what I'm saying? You can't pick and choose. But anyway.
True.
What did you think of, you know, I know you said you grabbed your popcorn and it was over quick, but I
just thought shit. I thought he was big as fuck.
Machado?
I thought he was big as fuck. I mean, yeah, I don't know how he'll stack up like against the top of the division, but he's big as fuck. I mean, he can easily go to 135. Like he was way bigger than Yuandale, and I think the power was just evident in the first round. Like Yuandale just couldn't take it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Machado got popped. That's what I was saying.
Shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
gotta start listening to Ron shit when Ron says something.
He got popped, but like this is part of matchmaking. This is part of promoting. Again,
it's definitely matchmaking too with it.
Evans is 12 months layoff, you know, suspect chin and a featherweight, like naturally 126 pounder moving up for this fight. This is an opportunity. I get it. Heather Hardy looked like a boxer, like a legitimate boxer. She was pivoting, turning on Shelly, and she looked really good. Again, I just don't know where she goes from here. Like, this was her big fight, Shelly Vincent. That's why it's a rematch. I don't even know now.
What's her weight class again?
I don't even know, bro.
125.
Oh, so she can't even fight Katie. She had to move up to like 130 or 135 to fight Taylor, right?
Yeah, Cindy had to move up. Yeah, that was because Cindy used to have this belt at a point. So then she moved up like 10.
That's her best bet. Maybe Lou, being both their promoters, can get her a Cindy Serrano fight in the interim. I don't know, man. But you know, she looked better than she's ever looked. I've actually got to see, you know, Heather fight a lot because she fights in New York, and I covered so many Barkley fights in my days. But this was the first time to see her on TV, and she got lucky. I mean, that was wrong. Credit to her that this was one of her best performances. So it was perfect. What I meant by like she got lucky that her best performance was on TV on the time that boxing is not even going to be on that channel anymore. So she got to shine is what I want to say.
I mean, also like go ahead, Ryan.
I was gonna say the other option is the other Serrano, because the other Serrano right now tweeted that she's only at 125 pounds right now, and at that point, she did sign with DAZN. She's gonna need a couple fights. I know they're gonna try to build her with Katie Taylor to try to avenge, obviously, the sister-in-law. So good storyline there, but she's gonna need some opponents. And Heather Hardy just being on TV is a good draw, and I think that seeing that HBO is going away, depending if Heather goes back to Showtime or whatnot, but I think the other Serrano Heather could be a good potential fight just because now they're becoming known names in the boxing game.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like once like the top two women like fight in their division, it's just like hard to find them like other fights in their division. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it just seems like one will always have to like move up and like fight another woman or move down like damn, her name is fucking Shields is doing right now to fight Hammer. So
yeah, I mean it's gonna move up and down, different weight classes. But
bro, is there no one signing up to get punched in the face, especially not women?
And then Heather got the other option too. She can go back to Bellator. I mean, she did win her last two fights.
Getting bodied over there.
Man,
Rashad Mati, my boy Rashad Mati is now 2-0. He fought on the undercard. That wasn't streamed thanks to HBO not having.
I was finna say I sure didn't see that shit. I was like, damn, they didn't show that.
It's not the zone. People shit on these ESPN pluses in the zone, but this is when you gotta love them.
My nigga, I went to the zone today. 6 hours of footage. 6 hours of footage. Boxing. Like, come on, man. You can't be mad at that, bro. They show you everything from point A to point Z. Everything.
They do have a lot. But let's transition into that, right?
While we are on the zone, there was that the zone? Well, there was both of them. ESPN Plus was doing some weird shit with the cameras too. Like they were going to the crowd, taking fucking crowd pictures and shit. What the fuck are you doing over there?
That was the zone that fucked
in Bulgaria. I'm saying like in Bulgaria, like doing the Hughie Fury fight, they would go and show a fucking lady with a fucking mouth like this, like the same fucking lady. Like, is that playing? You know what I'm saying? And then the zone shit totally just like went out for like a little bit. We're sorry for the ringside coverage.
Yeah, the zone ringside cameras went out, but let's get into the zone's World Boxing Super Series. That was on yesterday. On the undercard was Ivan Baranchyk taking on Anthony Yigit. Baranchyk is trained by Rigondeaux's trainer, Pedro Diaz. Pedro Diaz used to train, most notably known for training Miguel Cotto. Baranchyk, go ahead.
I'm glad to see a trainer adapt to his fighter because he fights nothing like Guillermo. So the trainer has a different method for every fighter. So it's not like all my fighters are going to fight a certain way. So shout out to the trainer.
Listen, before I get into what I saw, I can just say I can't wait for Josh Taylor versus this guy.
Oof.
I can't wait. If he beats Taylor, I can't wait for him versus Regis. Because Regis got it easy. They got Regis in there next with Kyle Relic. Man, that's a walk in the park.
Number 1 seed, baby. First round draft pick.
That's a walk in the park.
But that Baranchyk, man, that motherfucker throws a bus when he swings a punch.
I told you, man, he dies.
We don't know what type of power he got. We don't know what type of power we got. We got to see is Yigit
fucking eye.
Listen to me.
He got power. He got power.
That nigga, do you see his eye?
Yeah, all right. Listen, you could say that, but then I can counter you with Keith Thurman stepped up in opposition, stopped knocking people out. Daniel Jacobs stepped up competition, stopped knocking people out. The list goes on and on. So we got to see, does he have power? We got to see, is he going to, because Anthony was listen,
he's tough.
All I can say is this, all right?
Yeah, that's a tough. I'm going to say he's tough.
I want Eddie, DAZN, World Boxing Super Series, Showtime, Espinoza. Someone needs to find this kid and sign him.
Mm-hmm.
Bring him back. He deserves to be back on television. He got a raw deal his first time out. This is a tough debut on TV. This kid knows 7 languages. He stood there and banged. And I wonder if that eye wasn't fucked up. Because with that eye, the size of the moon, he had no fear. Absolutely no fear. So I wonder what would be the difference with another 8-week, 9-week training camp, because he said he had ample time. He said he had all the time. He was prepared. But I got to put another trainer in there.
And my guy, hold on real quick.
I got to put another trainer in there.
He got 7. This was his 7th fight, though. 7th fight.
7?
7, homie.
No.
The boy, hey, I'm telling you, whoever signed this kid.
Now, you see, now this is why I repeat. This is exactly why I repeat. We have to see if Baranchyk has power, because now I'm going to give you another. No. I'm going to give you another analogy, right?
No, I just want to clear about facts. Like, Ivan's definitely with Lou DiBella. That's
I know that.
And no, I know. That's what I'm trying to help.
Regis.
And then 2. So then the second thing is, you said 7 fights. Who has 7 fights?
He said Anthony Yigit.
Oh, Yigit does not have 7 fights.
Oh shit, you got 21 fights.
He had 7 knockouts.
What the 7 knockouts?
What is Mike doing?
I was reading the wrong thing, bro. I was reading the wrong thing. I'm looking like, damn, he got 6.
Ivan's with Lou DiBella, and
My
then
bad.
Yigit has 21.
Oh, that explains everything. That the fact that he's got 7 knockouts explains everything. So it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter if he gets signed. Nah, he doesn't got the power, and he doesn't fight smart enough. Like, I didn't know he had 7 knockouts. I didn't check his resume. I'm just looking at this kid who, again, you see, now we got to question Baranchyk, because this kid's got 7 knockouts, and he was in there. He was, I'm gonna keep it real. I barely seen him hurt. I barely seen this dude hurt. He could fight, man. That kid could fight. I like him. I want to see him back. He could fight. 140, give him another crack. Give him another shot. He could fight.
And the thing about Yigit, it was virtually an unknown. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I didn't know much about him. I had to do a lot of research. He just was an unknown to the bookies.
Man, I ain't doing no fucking that's what
I'm,
you watch when you gotta watch. You see, I knew Ivan Baranchyk. I watched Baranchyk on Showbox. Now he's fighting Yigit. Now he's fighting Yigit. All right, I'll take a look at Yigit. Now I'm interested.
Yeah,
now I'm interested in this Swedish kid that knows 7 languages. That, brother, listen, he was cracking Baranchyk with the uppercut all day. But now I see what the problem was. He had no fucking power.
Yeah, I don't think Baranchyk gonna beat Taylor if Taylor beats Martin, though. I think Taylor got a little bit better boxing skills, and Taylor's a big 142, so it's gonna be a good fight.
Taylor's beating Martin. Martin is there to lose. Martin's moving up, if you didn't know.
Oh shit!
He's not in the 140. He's moving up from 35 to fight in this tournament for the opportunity. Taylor's the seed.
And to correct myself again, because it was 22 fights. I forgot there was a draw on his resume. So he was 22.
Yeah, we all fuck up run. They killing me in the chat right now. Mike can't read. Mike's a casual. It's casual.
It's cool. It's all good. We didn't know Yigit though. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, but the point is, we want to know him, and this is where we need a good applause. I have one, but it's so echoey. It's so empty. It's like the room. But this is where we have to applaud Dazn, not Eddie Hearn. Dazn, for buying the rights to the World Boxing Super Series, because this was a good card. Like, I was happy to know about Anthony Yigit. I was happy to see Ivan Baranchyk. I like all the backstory. I don't know if you guys had time to go back and watch like the preview of the World Boxing Super Series, the build-up for this fight. It was like its own little 24/7, and for me, it was very familiar because we did our own camp life with Rigondeaux in that very same gym, and I know Pedro Diaz personally and his second in charge. So it was just like great to see that, and I thought about it from a standpoint of a casual, getting some of this backstory. Now, there is the language barrier, but at least Ivan is already trying,
I think that his corner should have stopped the fight.
Yigit's?
Yeah.
They took long. Bro. But the thing is that he was still having tons of success. he just was never winning, and now we know why. Those 7 knockouts, God rest his soul.
Man, we don't know how that eye gonna fucking bounce back though. That's all I'm saying.
Hopefully, it's not a broken orbital bone or nothing like that. Hopefully, it's just a swelling.
Let's get to my guy though. You know what I'm saying? Put on.
Let's get to Regis Prograis.
Put on performance.
Got in there with Terry Flanagan. Very impressed with Prograis. This was
it was for you right there, Ness, because you said he's beat. He's beat. He said if a guy can't hurt me, I'll just walk him down. But he showed you. He showed you that he had skills. He showed you that he could box. He showed you that he could pick his shots. He showed you that when he has a guy hurt, he knows how to pick his shots and not rush.
Nah, I was impressed, bro. I was impressed with the jab. I was impressed with the lateral movement. I was impressed with that was probably the most impressive thing was the waist lateral movement, the head movement. The way that he was able to counter and lead with his left hand from the southpaw stance. I was impressed with the dude's fucking quads. Holy shit, he looked like a football player in them shorts with the quads. I'm like, damn, that's how he's producing all this power. The lower half is serious. I was impressed with his ring generalship. I was impressed with his showmanship.
Confidence, man.
His confidence, but his showmanship, dude. Like the way that he was trying to get the crowd to get behind him. He was there to put on a show. He did the whole Popeye thing with the punch, like twirling the arm. And like you said, just tons of confidence, oozing swagger, like very Mike Tyson-ish too, except that his hands were down. But I don't know. He just gives you that very, like I said, yo, look at this guy's attitude. You know what I'm saying? Like he's got moxie, right? Machismo. Like he's got swag, bro. You can feel it too. The way he walked in the ring, I was impressed with just about everything. And again, this was his biggest opponent till date. Like some might say it's this other kid, Victor Postal, right? But I don't think Victor Postal won 1 world title, only one division.
No. Postal ducked him. He fought Ndongo.
Oh, even worse. So this is his best opponent till date, and he really shined. Ndongo was no one, came from nowhere. He got the knockout over Tranowski. He got the knockout over Tranowski, which put him on the map, but he failed with Crawford, So we give Regis credit for doing it faster, but this was a clinic. This is a guy in Turbo here. What's his name? Terry Flanagan that moved up 2 divisions, right? He's a multiple division champion, isn't he? He lost that 140 title.
No, he only moved up 1. He was the champion weight class. So it's his second. When he made his attempt to move, he failed against Maurice Hooker. And then
he was 33-0 at 135.
He kind of ducked at 35. I think his biggest win is Magdaleno at 35, but it's still Regis's biggest win. This was a world champion that defended his title about 5 times before, moving up and trying to capture another world title. So Flanagan is nobody's slouch. He showed that defensively too. It wasn't like, Regis was able to just walk this guy over. He really had to box, and
he knocked him down for the first time too. So like
career, yes, first time in his career. But that was a very impressive performance.
If Regis keeps getting all that support from New Orleans, you can expect a lot more fights down there too. It seems like the crowd was behind him, and he had a lot of people out there really supporting. So shout out to New Orleans.
I'll be honest, under those lights, with that production, that black apron, I felt like he was a star.
Absolutely.
He acts like a star. Like he moved around the ring like a star. Like I said, his showmanship. He was an entertainer. And he kept me glued. I won't lie though. I fell asleep. But I smoke hella pot.
He put the whole WBSS on notice and said, I'm the best in this tournament. So
you know what I think the big thing about Regis did is coming off his previous performance where he didn't respect his opponent's power, walked forward, and many people thought he didn't have defense. And so I think this was a big statement, seeing the fact that he wanted to show that, look, that was then, this is now. And he's also admitted that, like, he's still improving, he's still growing. He doesn't have this, I think I'm the best attitude. He's very humble when he showed the interviews prior to it. So his whole backstory is like, look, I'm definitely not upper echelon and I'm growing. So that humbleness is going to take him very far. And seeing how he looked there, I know I'm not comparing, but they kept saying Keith Thurman like constantly.
Yeah, they did.
Constantly.
But that was because it was like Flores. It was like Ray Flores and BJ Flores were the announcers. So you know you gotta give them.
Man, if you from anywhere down south, from Houston, New Orleans, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, all that third coast in the building, you gotta feel that backstory, man. Hurricane Katrina affected everybody down there. So if you from that area, man, you definitely gotta love Regis and like what's he doing for that whole region. Because not only is he repping New Orleans, but he also reps Houston, Texas, where he normally does his training camp. So
I just hope they don't put this next fight in like some ridiculous place. But Kaz, you want to chime in, see if you're sounding better?
I mean, do I sound right? My mic sound right?
You're right. I
didn't see the Prograis road. I didn't see Prograis fight.
Regis Prograis, man. Regis, don't do my guy like that, man.
Wait. So you don't got DAZN?
I never get an interview with him again.
I pay for it every month. I just didn't have the time to watch it. I watched the Daniel Jacobs fight more. I will revisit his fight on DAZN. DAZN, learn a lesson. You know, your shit should be broadcast better.
Yeah, they were overlapping.
I mean,
you gotta go to it.
Yeah, it is on you. Like once you got the app, it's on you to pop it open.
It's on you, but they make it.
Hold on, casual. There are little notification reminders on each DAZN, like I don't want to say product, but like event. So you can click on November 3rd's World Boxing Super Series, click on the little notification bell, just like YouTube, and get notified.
You are right. And one thing that I know is that my phone just notifies me every single 25 minutes, an hour, and I don't like it, so I turn notifications off. I may have to turn the DAZN fight specifically on, you know what I'm saying, to watch it. But Regis Prograis wasn't one of those fights that I would want to see. I don't want it. I don't
Regis, the Rougarou mask coming out with the wolf, the big tattoo across his chest, knocking people out.
Yeah, his most impactful moment this weekend was that Friday was that he got robbed. Right?
It was a spoof.
It was fake.
I know that, but I'm just saying though that was more impactful than the actual fight.
I mean, he
it
did
was more
just
impactful because you didn't watch the fight.
Yeah, he draw like attention to his fight. You know what I'm saying? That's what fighters are doing now. You seen Sean Porter do it with Ha Davis. So
look,
Kai said that said World Boxing Super Series is on YouTube last night. So
okay, shout out to them. I mean, everything's gonna be on YouTube. I mean, so if these streaming services are smart, they just get a YouTube page and put it on there as soon as it goes off and get
like
more
a
money.
like a tape delay, you know, right when
Yeah, exactly.
But look, Regis is up and coming. You know, he's just trying to grow into a stardom.
Right.
I was gonna say you got some love from Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
You know, just give it some time. If he wins this tournament, that's the first step. If he goes and unifies in this division,
it did take Andre Ward to win the Super Series, you know, so this could be Regis's Super Series, which puts him on the map.
I think with that performance,
keep in mind that Andre Ward came from a similar background, and what I mean is like small promoter, you know, tournament to put him on the map, fighting the best to be known as the best. So far, so good.
I think with that performance last night, he definitely put himself on the map, and I think the whole boxing world is on note that this guy's gonna be pretty good.
Once again, man, shout out to Anthony Yigit. I think it was a valiant performance. I really hope that they give you another opportunity. I didn't know you had 7 knockouts, so that's probably the last time you're going to hear me say give you another opportunity, because I don't know if you can really get any wins with 7 knockouts. You got to be like Malinaji good or whoever else has 7 knockouts that's been that accomplished. That being said, moving
Roger Man.
What?
Roger Man.
Roger Man?
What?
With all those rabbit punches, Roger Rabbit, you know, rabbit punches behind the head.
Oh man, that joke went over everybody's head.
Joke.
Only you and Chameleonaire got that fucking joke, buddy.
Chameleonaire, this guy.
But since you want to bring up Pulev, let's go ahead and talk about him. That's where I was going. Now, this is a fight that I got to eat crow on because I picked Pulev.
Got to eat crow.
Yeah, I picked Pulev to lose either by decision or knockout. I even went as far as putting money on it on FanDuel.
And he beat.
Did I pick Fury?
Victorious over a Fury, brother.
So this fight was on ESPN 3.
Plus. Why always call it 3? Don't confuse all
There is an ESPN 3, but plus.
Do confuse me. I lose like a motherfucker.
This fight was on ESPN Plus, and production was good. Everything was good about it. I can't complain about anything except for the fact that Fury is a complete and utter amateur. He fooled me, and I will never be fooled again.
I can't believe you like the fucking camera shit, like the fucking
look, bro, that shit doesn't even matter. The fact that this man is a one-handed bandit at this level, at this stage, he's actually done a pay-per-view. Like, people talk about him. His name is synonymous with boxing, and he's a one-handed fighter. That's just not fair. It's not fair to me as a fan. And then let alone already having a cut. He suffered a cut in sparring, in preparation, and hit it. And I guess it really doesn't matter. He doesn't owe me anything to tell me that he's cut. But fuck, man. If you got a cut, at least come with a better game plan than that. A bunch of hugging all night. It was just the shittiest, amateurish looking. It was beyond amateurs, because amateurs at least let their hands go and they pity pat. They hit each other in the face a bunch of times, just soft. This was a fucking clinch fest. It was more like a fucking 8th grade prom than a fight. You know? Whatever, man.
What'd you expect, though?
Pulev, whatever, because Pulev's been here. He had a fight with AJ and he pulled out. Like, I don't know what Pulev wants at this
point. What'd you expect, though, from Fury?
I expected Fury to box. I expected him to look halfway decent, to look at least half of what he looked like versus Joseph Parker.
What you mean?
He didn't fight like this versus Parker.
Man, nigga was on the back foot all night against Parker.
Yeah, back foot, but he wasn't leaning in, giving up his height, fighting with one hand. This dude was literally, dudes talk about Deontay Wilder. This motherfucker was wilder than Wilder.
Oh, wait, hold on.
All his shots were roundhouses, clubbing shots, inside of the glove. Fucking, yo, bruh. Oh my God. Yo, I want to say other shit that
hold on.
I've learned my lesson throughout the years. I can't say, so I'll let Mickey say it.
You bum.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room, because everyone's been talking about how Pulev was hitting behind the head a lot, and they felt that the referee was not doing his job at that point.
Pulev was hitting behind the head a lot. I brought it up in the live fight chat. He's a fucking cheater. He's a dirty, dirty fighter. That referee was a piece of shit. Pulev cheated with his forearm all night. It was just horrible. It was a horrible ref.
Now you see why fighters don't want to go to Bulgaria and fight that motherfucker.
But that wasn't a Bulgarian referee.
It wasn't?
Bulgarian referee.
It was an American referee.
It wasn't a Bulgarian referee. And let me tell you something else that I said in the live chat. I said something else in the live chat. I said Fury doesn't have to wait for the referee to fucking make him acknowledge it. You know how? By hitting him illegally and saying, this is what he's doing to me. Fuck out of it. Get flagrant if you got to. What you gonna do? Let him fucking. He cheated Fury all night. He raked Fury's eyes. He put the tape on Fury's cut. I mean, Pulev is dirty, dirty. I want him to fight Wilder. I want him to fight AJ. I want him to fight Big Baby. I don't know if Dillian White can. Dillian White, I believe, can beat him.
Hell yeah.
Yes. But I don't know if Dillian White can beat him.
Bro, you see how big Dillian White is?
Wilder's gonna put a beating on him. I know AJ's gonna put a beating on him. I know fucking Big Baby's gonna put a beating on him. I don't know if Dillian White could put a beating on him. I think Dillian White could get a win. Could he put a beating? That motherfucker was hanging over the ropes like dirty laundry on a clothesline versus Joseph Parker, who's like 215. How the fuck are you gonna do that to you seen Pulev last night?
Bro, but Dillian White ain't small though, my nigga. Dillian White is solid all the way through though. Yeah, I seen him.
You fucking crazy. You crazy if you're gonna say that Dillian White is solid when you're looking at Pulev. That's solid. Dylan White ain't solid. He flabby.
Yeah, like Dylan White, a little dude.
Like his but I'm saying I think style is wise. His activity, that's where I'm looking at. Not
even if you want to talk about styles, he's sloppier than Pulev. Pulev is straight up. Dylan White is very wild.
Dylan White is fucking huge. This guy's like 250.
Yeah,
6'4".
Flappy.
Real quick, we got a super chat from BX NYC. Big up, fellas. Jacob did BX proud. Shout out to BX.
Either or, man. I think that was a very lackluster fight, like I predicted. I said this was probably the least interesting fight for me, and it came out.
I'm just very disappointed. I can't believe that Hughie Fury could not get a points decision. Like I would have felt better had he got robbed and still boxed beautifully, but like he can't box, bro. But that's enough of that because I gave him an entire live fight chat. Like I don't really even care at this point. I want to see is Pulev gonna do something else now? Is he just gonna like stick around and do nada, waiting for an AJ shot all fucking day? Or can we get something? We got a super chat from Jack is the Truth who says AJ versus Pulev at the Garden US debut. I mean, look, I want AJ versus Pulev, but you and I both know it doesn't make any sense to do that in the Garden, Ron, because AJ's not an American. Pulev is definitely not an American.
And he don't speak English.
I think Pulev's going to just wait because he had that big payday to fight AJ the previous year, like a huge payday.
Pull out again, watch that bitch.
It was something like 10 million or 50. It was crazy. So I was like, oh, well, shit, win, lose, draw, whatever, you win. So I think he's gonna wait for that. I don't see him risking fighting anyone else. He put himself in the mandatory position after being injured.
I just don't even know if he takes it. I mean, he pulled out the last time. What's changed now?
A week before too at that. Well, 10 days.
Wasn't he the mandatory before? Like what's changed?
Dude been the fucking IBF #1 for the fucking longest.
He's like, I think Pulev is secretly a Quindo in another skin, waiting for 2 mandatories all his life.
Well, yeah, let's move on, man. Hey, y'all got to help me with the John Ryder and Andrey Sirotkin. I didn't catch that one.
Ain't nobody talking about that shit.
Wait, which fight?
Tell your boy Robbie. Tell your boy Robbie he should have been on the show to talk about.
What I did see is I want to give a big shout out right quick to my guy Joshua Buatsi. He was commentating on Sky Sports when I watched it on Sky. I didn't, bro. I cannot deal with the zone and the fucking just the silence in between fights. I gotta hear the post fight. I gotta hear the commentators, bro. I can't deal with that shit.
We do get robbed of that, and I understand that's probably broadcasting, but I hate that fact that when they pull away and it's like super far up, and it's just a silence of just a shot of the ring and the audience. Nothing's going on. It's just
it's that waiting period.
Can't do it. Can't do it. I go get my fucking stream shit on for real. I don't see how y'all can wait.
Because I'm always doing something other than just there, but let me get to the next topic.
Two-time world champion. Bring on GGG. I don't want to talk about it. Bring on GGG. Where here? Triple G. What you want to call him? Little, I don't care. Bring him on, man. I'm ready. I'm ready, man. I'm playing.
Call that nigga Lil G.
Oh man, you can start Ness, man. This is gonna be good.
It's all you, baby.
I mean, where do we start, right? I think we have to tell the public. Our duty is to tell the public that Tom Lothar came out and said exactly what. What's the exact?
Let's start with with how all this came about. The WBC mandated Triple G versus Jamal Charlo for Canelo, and the winner is mandatory. Now Tom Lothar came out.
You said all that wrong. So the WBC mandated Triple G to face Jamal Charlo, the winner, to get Canelo.
Yeah, the mandatory for Canelo. That's what I said.
For the WBC, yeah. And Jamal Charlo has the interim WBC.
I think you just heard it wrong. But yeah, Tom Lothar came out and said, what, Ness?
Well, paraphrasing, he said, we don't want to fight Charlo right now because it doesn't make sense.
I got the quote. So pretty much they did an interview with no sparring or no scoring? I can't remember. But Tom Lothar pretty much was saying that ESPN's there, Dazn is there. It's an option with considering both. Boxing scene / no sparring. How about Jamal Charlo and Showtime? You can do a one and done with them. Lothar said no. Charlo doesn't make sense. That's not going to happen. Boxing scene go and / no sparring will go. Well, it seems like DAZN has the best opponents available for GGG. But obviously, we'll be talking to DAZN. So right there,
They'll be talking to DAZN, but I bet you they're gonna end up on ESPN probably. At this age, does Jacobs, Demetrius Andrade, Canelo sound like the path that Gennady wants?
It sounds like where the money would be at though for him. Maybe
I don't know, man. I mean, it's a one fight deal, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna want the Canelo fight, not a Jacobs fight, not an Andrade fight.
And let's not forget,
especially not on DAZN, because you know they're not gonna give him the same amount that they'll give him for Canelo, because you know what that represents. You know, listen, if they can lock in a Canelo, right? Canelo Triple G trilogy, which already has done 2.6 million pay-per-view buys, they know they're going to attract subscribers to that fight. So Triple G knows his worth. He's not just going to give that up and risk it losing it to Demetrius for mediocre money, let alone Jacobs. These guys can't do no 1.3. These guys aren't going to get a big deal from DAZN, not right now. I mean, we'll see, because Jacobs keeps his deals private. He kept that little 6-fight deal with HBO private. He only ended up getting how many fights exactly was it?
3 or 4. Selecki, the guy last night, and Arias.
So he got 3 out of 6, and HBO closed the doors.
And real quick, I mean, I think the best route for Triple G is just to be assassin for hire. I mean, just go a one-off. If you got to go to DAZN, even if you got to go to Top Rank and fight the.
You better go to Top Rank, because
fight that guy from
get a Ryota Corolla.
Rob Brandt.
He could get Rob Brandt, and then he could get Jaime Munguia, because it looks like Bob Arum is trying to get Jaime Munguia through Zanfer, which I told you would possibly happen because Zanfer used to deal with Marquez, so they got that tight relationship. I'm going to say before I pass the ball, DAZN and Golden Boy should not let that happen. They should not. Golden Boy needs Munguia just as bad as DAZN needs Munguia. They should not let Top Rank steal them away.
But how is that more attractive to Munguia than DAZN? Because at 154, I mean,
to Munguia, you're looking at it like, yo, I'm gonna be with, first of all, Bob Arum. You know, I'm gonna be on ESPN.
Okay.
You know, Bob Arum has how many pound for pound fighters?
Okay.
I don't know.
But you got the Golden Boy there, though. You got the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, the blueprint for it. All
but pay-per-view's dead over there now.
Pay-per-view's dead, but not selling yourself. Oscar.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. All right, but back in the day, it was like, yo, I want to fight Canelo because I could do a pay-per-view and I could get pay-per-view upside. You know, if a pay-per-view does good, the B-side gets $1 or something.
Yeah.
know, especially if you're a good dance partner. But now, how does that even work for the B-sides over there?
DAZN gonna come in and scrape up something, bro. They'll probably offer Triple G maybe somewhat what his last person was against Canelo, maybe a percentage off of it or something like that. But they'll give him a bag because they know that fight will bring subscribers, like you said.
Well, it varies. Well, look at it two ways. Like, one way is like Canelo solidified his money. No matter what, he's good. The tension is going to be there. And Munguia, at that point, just goes to ESPN and just build his own platform, his own whole thing, because it's no longer Canelo's set. He's cool. Like, it's no more focus around that. The deal was to build DAZN up. Now, Munguia's best option is to go to ESPN. He already has a huge following. Like, when I went to the Oakland fight, the Top Rank, I'm talking about there was everyone from the crowd came down for Munguia, and he was just there to visit. I think he was there to support one of the fighters. But other than that, I mean, the whole row was coming down. They did like a Filipino Mexican night, and there was fans everywhere for Munguia. So he definitely has a big following. And if he gets that treatment, that top ranked treatment, like Lomachenko, put him prime time, beating up Crawford, Lomachenko, I think that's where he can really, capitalize.
Off the top of my head, I can only think of one fight on Top Rank for Munguia. Adames. That's about it. Everybody, I mean, is he gonna move up to 160?
Well, here's the next thing. Remember, he has the WBO, right? So
Yep.
then Top Rank synonymous with WBO.
Yeah, that's true.
Still want him to grow. So what better way to grow is to fight your mandatories? What do you see in the 154 WBO? I think that's a good path for a young champion like him to be built up.
With the zone, he could get beefy fights, Liam Williams fights, all those type of little fights.
Williams said he coming up to 160.
Yeah, Beefy did too, rather.
Yeah, Beefy. I mean, yeah, Beefy Smith.
But all right, news and notes. What do we got?
We already touched on the Munguia.
The zone, we got to announce that. Let's announce the zone's November 17th, Kansas 6,000 seat arena card. Headlined by Gerald Miller versus a guy that I cannot pronounce. Anyone want to help?
You got to ask, what, Jeffrey?
He's from Romania, the heavyweight. No one knows, really?
He spoke English too, so.
Yeah, all right. So I'll go to Big Baby. I'll go to Gerald Miller and see.
Go to Jeffrey, see what he say.
Yeah, I gotta go to Gerald Miller first.
Didn't you? I guess. I tried.
I don't know that name for shit.
All right, dead silence. Yeah. Who else owns the card, guys?
We got Clarissa Shields on the card. We got Arias and Gabe Rosado, which press conference was kind of.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. And this is what I'm saying right here. People are like, oh, the zone, the home of bums. I'm excited for Rosado versus Arias, which we wouldn't get. They would be out of the ring. Rosado's already out of the ring a year. Arias has been out of the ring since his loss to Jacobs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like these guys would be out of the ring. So look, fuck off then. If you don't like it, you don't like boxing, get out of here. Like, I don't understand. But anyway, Jeffrey is going to tell us the name of this bad old heavyweight from Romania who's 32 years old and hasn't had a decent fight yet. But he did beat a sparring partner that spars with Deontay Wilder, but he beat him 4 years before he ever sparred Wilder. Well, that didn't. Did you get that?
Bogdan
Dunu? Let's try it again. I don't know. Maybe it's too loud.
Bogdan.
Oh, yeah. Bogdan Dinu. So Dinu versus Miller is.
They cut his half his name off and shit.
I know.
I'm gonna give him a nickname. Fuck it.
No,
Dino.
But isn't it Bogdan Dino?
I thought that was like in full last name.
Dino's the last name. Is Dino? Bogdan is the first name. Last name Dino. Come on.
Okay, my bad. I thought you was
catch up, B. Catch up, B. You like in a whole nother place.
But yeah, Bogdan Dino fighting Jarrell Miller for the WBA regular.
Yes.
Is that gonna be on the line?
Yes.
Also, we got a one-off with Clarissa Shields versus Ron. What's her name again?
It's like Hannah. You know, let me.
Rankin.
Yeah, Rankin.
I seen her out in New York, and she was on the Andre Berto and.
All right, I got it pulled up. All right, I got it pulled up.
So how y'all feel about
Star Arena in Kansas City, USA? We'll have Gerald Miller taking on Bogdan Dinu in the heavyweight division. 22-0 with one draw. Gerald Miller will be taking on the 18-0 Bogdan Dinu, who I told you has only one legitimate looking adversary on there, unless you can call in and tell me, you know, someone on his resume that you might know. Like, you know, I knew Yuandale Evans, you guys didn't, right? So you never know. Someone's.
I know Yuandale. I don't know anything on this.
I hear you. So Gabe Rosado is the co-main. Shout out to Gabe Rosado, Philadelphia dude, now in Los Angeles. And he's been out of the ring a year, according to him, on the podium. Luis Arias took shots at the 11 losses on Gabriel Rosado's resume and is, you know, he's ensuring that he's going to bring the fight. Now, he's saying he's going to get the win, but what we know is that he's going to bring the fight. He tried in that Jacobs fight. So I believe he has nothing to fear in this Rosado fight, but I'll be honest, I'm leaning Rosado early on this one.
And both of them put up 10K for to see who's gonna win or whatever. So winner got 20K.
And what I mean by leaning early, I don't mean Rosado will get the stoppage. I mean as of right now, early in the buildup of this fight, I'm leaning towards Rosado. End of story. I did hear Rosado say he got back with his old trainer. I'm hoping that's Billy Briscoe here in the Philadelphia area so I could take a ride down there, meaning he's in Philly and not in LA. Brandon Rios signs a multiple fight or multiple year. What did he sign? Multiple fight deal? I mean, I know he signed something with DAZN more than just one fight. So shout out to Brandon Rios. I'm pretty sure it's still advised by Al Heyman and picks up a multi-year deal. We know that, you know, fucking guys like Jesse Vargas just got $1.7 million to face Thomas Delorme on DAZN. So we shall see as the purses start to roll out. But Brandon Rios will take on the brother of Saul Canelo Alvarez, Ramon Alvarez, who is 27-6 with 3 draws, and Rios is 34-4 with 1 draw. Now remember, off top, I mean, Rios lost to Pacquiao, Danny Garcia, Timothy Bradley,
and Mike Alvarado.
So, you know, we call Rios washed up, and I say we because I'm generalizing. It's not me, Rios, it's these fuckers. But yeah, this is his opportunity to show us, you know, that is the very elite who he loses to. Raymond Alvarez, 27-6, 3 draws, never been on this stage. Anytime he gets near this stage, and I'm gonna click on his name just to make sure that this is the same one that was on the undercard of Adrian Broner versus Marco Maidana.
You saying Raymond?
Yeah.
He fought I think Antonio Margarito before. That was in like Mexico. I think that was on Azteca. So
He fought Omar Chavez a whole bunch of times too. I'm telling you. I mean, look, he's been a local Mexican fighter. Like, he's known in Mexico. You know, he didn't make it to the level of his brother, but his brother, any shot that he gets, he puts him on. I don't know who's putting him on here. If this is a Eddie Hearn masterpiece to, you know, get the Brandon Rios back in motion, but it is what it is. Mexican versus Mexican. Rios versus Saul Canelo Alvarez's brother, Ramon Alvarez. Then you got Clarissa Shields. And here is where it gets a little fishy, right, guys? I mean, because it's like Showtime let her go.
One fight,
but we just seen that we'll be talking about some Amanda Serrano, who just said on her social media, like, you know, I tried to do right by Showtime, but I'm out. I'm signing with DAZN on a multiple fight deal. So, you know, she said boxing and for Bellator. So, you know, she got the bag. They gave her the 2-way street bag.
Yeah.
Fights on Cabante.
She better hope. You know, speaking of I mean, Heather Hardy, since you know, Lou DiBella and Eddie Hearn. Remember they were enemies a year ago? Now they're romancing and shit. Making deals left and right.
Make it feel different.
Exactly. Maybe Luke can get Heather Hardy a 2-way boxing Bellator deal. So on the undercard is Clarissa Shields. She's going to be going up for the vacant WBC female middleweight title. And she's defending her IBF middleweight title and her WBA middleweight title, but they're also putting the vacant WBC. So, you know, while she waits, she's going to go ahead and do more history. She's going to.
There's a little backstory. When I was out in New York, when I first met Clarissa, she was at, like I said, the Devin Alexander and Andre Berto. Napoleon and they fought untelevised, but Clarissa was there and she was actually watching both of their fights. She stayed the whole time. And I think she also put it on her Instagram. So she was there. She's seen both of them fight. And, you know, I think she probably wants to fight Napoleon too after all this, after Hammer too.
Again, Napoleon is signed to Lou DiBella. So, you know, Lou DiBella and Dimitri Salita, who signed Clarissa Shields, do good business. This is a good, that's good backstory. See, I didn't know, but I know Napoleon. So, yeah,
she was there. She was
going to get a common opponent. That's pretty good.
She was screaming. She was yelling out like, "You don't headline your own cards, yada yada," like taunting a little bit.
Taunting who?
Napoleon. You know. She was there to support women boxing. It wasn't like I'm bashing. She wants to build the profiles.
Wait. You talking about for this press conference, for this fight, for this fight, or Rankin was fighting Napoleon?
Yeah, exactly. When Rankin was fighting Napoleon, she was there, and she was like not headlining your own fights, yada yada. But she's also building up women fighting. Like she didn't want to like diminish it, but she's also wanting to say like trying to draw the attraction, and also present herself like I'm the draw. You can't even sell your own card. You can't headline your own card, kind of thing. So she was there. She was peeping both these fighters. She wants to big up the women division, but she also wants to beat both of them.
Hey Ness, are there any notable prospects on that card?
Well, I was just about to mention that I believe Eddie Hearn signed Nico Hernandez, the Olympian that was an Olympian in the Olympic class with Clarissa Shields. He's 5-0, and where am I here? I'm lost. Sorry, guys.
He had a little pre-presser by himself before the main one got started. That's the same guy that they were talking about.
Wait, who? Talking about?
So Nico Hernandez is 5-0, but he has no opponent. He's going to be on this card as a TBA, but he's already filled up this arena. So the story is it was going to take place in Atlantic City, but for whatever reason, Nico and Brandon are from Kansas, so they switched it over here where it's only a 6,000 seat arena. I've seen people say that it was only a 3,400 seat. I don't know if they're going to open it up to 6,000.
Nico, the guy that was being trained by Robert Garcia that was there at the zone?
No, that one is another one. That's Espino or something like that. That's trained by Robert Garcia.
My bad.
But also on this card is going to be Nikita Abalali. I'm hoping to see him tomorrow in New York, along with Kid Chocolate and a few other New York fighters. Okay. He's going to be making his second fight. His stablemate Rashad Mahdi made his second fight and got the win yesterday on the Daniel Jacobs undercard. And then John Dorchi, who I never heard of, will be on the undercard. Ricky Burns will be back on he's on the undercard, but he's like second to opener. Anthony Sims Jr. is the opener.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's not true. I've seen BoxRec stuff out of order, so
okay.
He's probably gonna be maybe the opening undercards, but I don't think he's gonna be the very first one.
For Sims, regardless, I mean, it'll be his 17th fight. He's getting to get out there, and we're able to see him. I know we were all very impressed his first time out, so to have him back that quick is good. And this is what I'm saying again. For the sheep out there, this is good.
I mean, the
fact that I just seen Anthony Sims and I'm gonna get to see him again that quick is good. Same thing for Miller. Was I happy with the Adamic fight? No, but I'm gonna get to see him. Am I happy with this Bagdunu fight? No, but I'm gonna get to see him. And hey, if he doesn't take this guy serious, what if this Romanian knocks him out, becomes a player? Gabriel Rosado, happy to see him back. Happy to see him back. Rios, let's see what's there for Clarissa. This is a dream come true.
Real quick, we got a super chat from Eric Cruz. Shout out to the best podcast / boxing family, TBV. And real quick, if you like what you're hearing, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. It helps with the visibility of the show. And also, if you want to do some Amazon shopping, go over to theboxingvoice.com, click on the Amazon hyperlink. All thing you got to do is click on it, go in, and start the shopping. It costs you absolutely nothing, but it just helps us out. And also, Ness has a sale or a 50% off everything kind of sale. What's that called again?
Off, and I believe the code is all sale at the checkout. And the Amazon link, you can head on over to theboxingvoice.com/affiliate sponsors. I think we touched upon just about everything. It's time to open up these phone lines. I know there's a few other things. Coley training with Tyson Fury. We kind of mentioned that on other shows, but we'll just do that as a note. I don't really know if it's a topic, right?
Yeah.
Unless you, I mean, we could open it to you. I know that's your guy.
No.
Isn't it?
No, not my guy at all. But yeah, he just training with Fury, probably the best guy that he can get to mimic Wilder. Also, PBC pay-per-views are Wilder.
Yeah, I think the best guy could get to mimic Wilder is Hughie Fury.
I mean, but they're at odds right now, so it is what it is. But
It was a joke.
PBC up at the news. We got Wilder Fury December 1st. We have in January. It is. I'm leaving a blank.
Manny Pacquiao, Adrian Broner, January 19th, and the possible February 2019
Mikey
Spence versus Mikey Garcia. Because Garcia versus Coleman is likely off since the Spence Garcia rumors are picking up steam.
Dana White is continue to take a run in boxing. Last year earlier this year we all heard
Who the fuck is that guy?
and possibly signing Mikey Garcia and making an offer towards Anthony Joshua.
Nobody.
No, that's been that Anthony Joshua.
I mean, he came out. He came out and said that it was fake, but who knows?
I think the thing is
nobody.
The thing is, they're building an infrastructure which is going to try to house multiple different martial arts in addition to boxing in there.
They're building like a mini arena type shit. So they're gonna be putting on boxing matches.
Big deal. I read about it. 3,000 seats. Whip the fucking dude. Fucking Barclays Center is committed to PBC. Do you know what that means? Who gives a fuck if the UFC builds their own little 3,000 standing seat arena when the Barclays Center committed to boxing? UFC building a 3,000 seat arena is never.
Mike, do you know
it's not a fucking big time fights, man. It just
exactly.
Like up and coming amateurs and stuff.
It's news though.
Don't
boxing news.
even promote that shit. No up and coming amateurs.
Don't bite your tongue now, because you might have to go down there one day. You might have to be there one day.
Listen to me. Mike, you're absolutely right. I might have to go, but listen to what I'm saying, okay?
Okay.
I'm always gonna be true to the people, right?
True to the people.
No fighter should sign to fucking UFC boxing.
Zuffa.
No fighter should do it. When you got Al Heyman out here, you got Bob Arum, you got Oscar De La Hoya, DAZN, Eddie Hearn, Showtime, ESPN. Man, why the fuck would you go to 50 Cent's SMS promotions?
50 Cent. Dana White, I mean, proven commodity. That's all I'm saying.
Proven commodity. So that's the same shit they said about 50 Cent. Let me tell you something else, right? If you were up and coming fighter, you should sign a 360 boxing promotions.
360 boxing promotion.
You know who's that?
Nope.
Exactly. But I'll tell you who that is. That's fucking Tom Lawfer.
Oh wow, yeah, you should definitely sign Tom Lawfer.
Really? With no network, huh? I mean, you know what? I'm moving on, dog.
I'm moving on
because we ain't
being sarcastic. Oh my god! And real quick, Fred Oquendo turned down $500,000 to fight Big Baby. That's it.
But look, I was gonna say a side note.
But it said something like about Vada or something like that.
WBA. He's been waiting for that WBA shot for 4 years. How long he's been out the ring? 4 years, legitimately too. I'm not even exaggerating, am I? If you go to his back record, it's 4 years, I think. So what the fuck? Like, yo, B. They should drop him. They should drop him. He should not be allowed to sidestep Big Baby. He should be dropped from the rankings because he's inactive and he's picking and choosing which fucking mandatory he wants. Remember, he was all willing and ready and training when it was fucking Shannon Briggs. I mean,
damn, I forgot about that. That was
That's
like when I first moved to California long ago.
Shannon Briggs
when Barack Obama was still the president.
This dude is picking and choosing who he's gonna get his mandatory shot with. Like he's picking and choosing.
It is what it is.
How do you duck 500? Eddie Hearn was overpaying this motherfucker 4 years old. Listen, I don't even know what Fresno Kendo looks like anymore. 4 years off. And I guarantee you 4 years ago, the fight that you look on BoxRec wasn't on television. Who knows what this man looks like at this point? Please.
I've heard his name more than I've seen his face.
Man, don't nobody even want to see his fucking face. He's on the same list as the president of the WBA in my book. Let me see both of them motherfuckers. I'm gonna give him the fucking interview of a lifetime.
Hey, could you imagine if Ness had his own promotional company and he was the face and he had his group
I
of
don't want
fighters?
my own company. I want the couch. I want the couch. I want them to have to come through like Charlemagne so I could sit Mendoza little shithead ass down. You know how what's my man name on Bravo TV? Andy Bravo.
Andy Cohen.
He make motherfuckers take a shot on the shot ski, right? But nah, I want to have a motherfucking like a fucking the trainer's pad and smack niggas with it, because this dude deserved, the Mendoza dude, he definitely deserved to get smacked, and Oquendo's on that list too. You 40-something years old, 500,000? You know how many houses you could buy with 500,000?
Buy a couple of them bitches.
I mean, you ain't got to pay them off. You could put a couple of fucking 4% down on 12 dozen houses and good. And you and your family are good. All you had to do was take this fight. But no, you picking and choosing. That's enough for that old motherfucker anyway. He don't deserve no airtime on this show. That's
maybe
all.
He wanted 600,000.
That's all Mike's fault.
Oh, no, it's so I just also, this is completely off topic, but back to that Brandon Rios. I also heard that was Brandon Rios' hometown, right? So I think that's his hometown fight. So I guess that was his hometown.
Real quick,
that ain't been his hometown since he was born in that motherfucker.
We got another super chat from Eric Cruz. TBV promotions coming soon. Yeah, we're gonna have
these phone lines, man. You know the phone number 14255695241. Press one time. What's your opinion right here on the Butcher the Behind?
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Smash that thumbs up button. No sheep.
I wanna say thank you to everyone that super chatted, and now I wanna implore you guys to, if you can, to super chat a little bit more, because I have so many things lined up. Right, we got this Luis Ortiz. He's waiting for us to come to the camp. Then the Charlos said we could come to their camps, and then Ronnie Shields said we could go to FA's camp, and then obviously we always got that invitation to Robert Garcia's camp that I never went to. Right.
And the Herd that you never went to.
Who?
Herd.
But Jamel said I could go, which means we'll see Earl Spence, because Jamel trains with Derek. You know, that's different from Jamal, who trains with Ronnie. So when we go see Ronnie, we could see FA and Ronnie. But then we got Luis Ortiz in Miami. So, yo, I know OTKP said what happened to Mikey. Listen, I got to do what's economical, right? And you see, like, we really, you know, motherfucking tighten up around here. Like, me and Mike did 30 hours in the car. I did 60, right? Mike didn't go both times. I went 2 times. So I did 60 hours just in the vehicle. So I'm putting it in. So Mikey can't happen, but it's a very expensive airport. Like, it's either LAX or Ontario, and Ontario is like for ballers only. But
I'll be back out there hopefully this week or next week too.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, I got him back invited to the Deontay camp, and new sparring partners are coming. I don't want to give out the date, but you know, I got to get back in there, man, for real. But let's get out to some phone lines.
Let's go get them, Guru. No dead silence, baby. Let's go.
That's right. No dead silence. Help a brother out, man. We're going out.
Hey, I thought you was over there percolating. I thought you was percolating. Just like
now, Mac. The king is what I mean.
I mean, what it do, baby?
What's good? What's good? What's good? Yo, I gotta be honest, and I'm gonna pull a trigger, man. I gotta come clean, man. I think I'm gonna fuck with Dazn today. I felt very unprepared for today. I was looking all over the internet. I'm looking for the the results of the Prograis fight, and I said, yo, I played myself. If I would have had Dazn, I wouldn't be searching for it. I'm definitely not going to find it on ESPN. So,
are you dumb?
So, Yeah, I am a little bit. Shout out to Purple Punch. Shout out to Purple Hindu. But yeah, I think I got to cave in, man. I did the budget. I went back to the budget. I said, I'm gonna fuck with the zone, man. All right, so that's one thing. The other thing is, man, I'm looking at Jacobs and Derevyanchenko. Pardon me if I pronounced his name wrong, but it was a highly contested sparring match. I don't take anything away from Derevyanchenko. Jacobs, he turned southpaw. I think he got again. You do shit like that, and a fighter like Jacobs, who was a known conventional fighter, known that his best offense comes from the conventional stance, to turn southpaw, you do that, either because you gassed or because you just fucking around. So I think watching the fight, like I said, it was a highly contested sparring match. As far as moving forward in the middleweight division, Canelo, of course, he gonna do what he want to do, but Triple G, I would like either one of those fights. I'd like to see him fight Derevyanchenko just to see, because that would be a nice little win if he gets it. Come up off that. I don't know if I'm one of the few people, but clamoring for fucking Jacobs and Triple G rematch, and then of course you got the trilogy on deck. So that was pretty good. Kubrat Pulev. Oh, listen, y'all motherfuckers know, and I'm not saying this to be a hipster. I'm just saying it because it's in line with what I've been saying for a while. This heavyweight division is starting to get a show like more depth than we suspect, because I don't believe too much in the motherfucker. He looked like a heavyweight Sean Porter in that regard. He threw one jab and he bull rushed right in for a clinch. So I don't care for his style, but what I've always said about him is that he's up there. He seems to always be in the mix for a title, and I think you could run a lot of cats through him if you want to say that they are on par with the top heavyweight. So, I mean, if Dillian White is sitting around waiting for a fight, that's a good fight that he could take. He could take that Pulev fight. So, all in all, it was a great weekend for boxing. TBV always doing their thing. I'm going to step to the side and let somebody else get it in.
All right. Thanks for calling in. Let me get out to Cincinnati Cobra.
Real quick, we got some chat from Cass. Support TBV.
Yo, the picture. Why you got that picture?
Anthony, what up?
Why you put that guy on blast like that, bro? For all of y'all who are listening and not watching the YouTube channel, if you want to go back to the YouTube channel, and it is exactly at 1 minute and 51 seconds and 9 minutes. I mean, 1 hour, 51 minutes and 9 seconds. There's a picture of a guy with a fucked up eye.
Yo, that's Yigit, man.
That's Anthony Yigit, and he's a warrior.
Yeah, it's Yigit. And this, start my guy's time over, please.
He's a warrior, dog. He deserves to get the recognition.
Yeah. He fought with his eye fucked up like that. He's true.
And he didn't want to quit. He went up to the ref like, "Yo, I can see."
Nah, he ain't want to quit. I was gonna get the zone, like, yeah, let me get this free month and I'll see I just assumed it was gonna be trash. But I kind of like the app itself, just how it's built. So I mean, eventually it's only been a month, 2 months, so they're gonna get a little something on there. I think they signing a few.
I like the fact when you open it up, it's already playing like the boxing match. You ain't gotta go look for it.
Already there, yeah. I like that. You ain't gotta look for nothing. Yeah, that shit perfect. And Brandon Rios needs to fucking retire, but everybody else is signed. That's pretty good. Terry Flanagan got balls, man, because he got hurt and he wasn't running no motherfucking way. So I mean, credit to that dude. I just finally caught up on that fight today. Prograis, he got head movement. He got nice head movement. And that was the knock on him before. Like, if you're gonna walk up with your hand down, like, move. Man, he finally did that this fight. I'm still kind of suspect on him, but he could fight though. I like him. He could fight. Every time Jacobs,
you're going too far. You're going too far down this. You're going too far down this.
I ain't sold on Prograis.
No. You will see it in about 5 seconds.
Yo, that's just wild right now, dude.
What y'all mean, Ness? Y'all funny as hell. Like y'all can't.
Nigga is wild, baby.
Like y'all can't screen shares. Oh, it's Ness. Ness.
Hey, man, that's all you, bro, man. Where's your face, man? All I see is Javante Davis.
That nigga look like Bernie Mac, little brother.
When Jacob's talking about he gonna fight, he want Canelo. I'm willing to bet with anybody that Canelo ain't gonna fight him or Andrey next after the next cherry pick he got. I guarantee you, I put up however much money that anybody want. He about to get another cherry pick. He about to get somebody old, or he about to get somebody that's not good enough to fight, because that's just what he does. Like, you know. That's nothing. I was trying to warn you. Ness, I sent in the super chat the other day. I called in, but I had to dip. But I was gonna say, don't pick Yuandale. Like, don't bet on him. Because when I seen that size disparity, he was like 6 inches shorter than dude. Like, hell yeah, he was going to get knocked out. Like, I mean, but he might actually have a chin problem. But dude can punch. So, but yeah, I wouldn't. Everybody on that card was some kind of huge size disparity. And that's what it always seems to be. Well, as of late with HBO, but, you know, hence the reason why they're going out of the boxing business. But yeah, that size, that shit was serious. And I heard Freddie Hernandez fought. Didn't we see him at Border Wars 2?
Yeah. I seen that fight he just had. What did he win? That was a couple days ago. Yeah, I seen it. But hey, man, thanks for calling in.
Smash that thumbs up button.
Hey, and then did we do the super chat from Cass?
Yeah. Support TDV.
And then I forgot to say Rolly won his fight this weekend by knockout on Mayweather Promotions.
Who's Rolly?
Rolando, the one that was sparring with Ryan Garcia. Video of him chasing.
No, man. I mean, you got to remember, every day it could be a new casuals listening to the show. So when we say who's Rolly, we just really want you to give us first and last name for those people listening that may not know who you're talking about. But let me give my final thoughts. Daniel Jacobs looked good, so can't wait to see what's next. Before we can expect him to get in the ring as quick as everyone else who's been signing to DAZN, he's going to have to sign to DAZN to get a quick turnaround. But hopefully we could get an announcement from Eddie Hearn on the signing of Daniel Jacobs. Or is Al Heyman going to throw a monkey wrench in everything? He still advises, Jacobs. He could offer Jacobs the boatload to bring that title back to PBC. Who knows? As far as Regis and Baranchyk, man, I can't wait to get me a little bit of New Orleans gumbo with Ivan Baranchyk mixed with some Josh Taylor with a little Regis in it. So, I want some of that. Pulev, I hope he doesn't do what he normally does, which is go MIA. And Charlo, man, you're just waiting. Triple G is hating. He ain't giving you no opportunities, not just yet. So I'm your host, find me on Instagram. I'm your host, Nestor. Find me on Instagram at NesGTO. Peace.
And then my final thoughts is, I'm going to say this out front. HBO, please do not ever lead anyone's fighting background by talking about their assault cases, rape victims. I know you try to want to build the story up.
Whoa. What happened?
I don't know if you were watching live, but when they were talking about the fighters, Shelly, Vincent, and Hardy, they brought up like when you saw the little background story of, they started boxing at 14 and all this other stuff. They put like assault, been in jail, all this stuff with Shelly Vincent. And then they mentioned they were both rape victims. So, I understand that you want to build the story up, but I do know that HBO definitely took that L for doing that in that fashion. So let's just not do that when we're talking about women fighting on the platform of HBO. But other than that, congratulations to Danny Jacobs and Derevyanchenko. Even though that he lost, he definitely got a lot of respect from a lot of people. In addition to that, Regis showed his boxing pedigree, very great. And as well, Congratulations to Ivan as well, to Yigit. Hopefully your eye gets a lot better. Pulev moves on. Fury does not. In addition to this, the fight that we always want to see is Charlo versus everybody in the middleweight division that has a belt. So hopefully we can get that fight going. But other than that, you can find me at Fighter IQ Media, Twitter, Instagram.
Man, first off, big ups to my boy Regis Prograis, you know what I'm saying, going out there, putting on a show, putting on a great display for his fans down in New Orleans. Also, big ups to Danny Jacobs for getting that IBF strap. Nobody can ever say that you wasn't a real champion or that WBA wasn't real. We all know the narrative, but now you are solidified. Your place in history will be there. And also big ups to Sergiy Derevyanchenko. Even though you look tired, you finished the fight pretty strong, and even though it was a wide margin, it was a competitive wide margin. Also, I'm excited to see this guy Alberto Machado again. He looked really good last night, knocking out Yuandale, so excited to him again. Pulev, not so much, Hughie Fury, I knew you were an imposter. I mean, I knew he wasn't the guy that your cousin is, Tyson Fury. So, also Triple G, you gotta fight somebody. Your guy Marotta, he lost, so you gotta fight somebody. I mean, who's it gonna be? If you can't get Canelo, they're trying to give you a fight with Charlo. I mean, Tom Wofford came out and said, y'all don't want that. I don't know why, but it is what it is. You can find me on IG at Gross1911 or on Twitter at Gross2312. Also, big ups to my guy again, Joshua Buatsi, doing his thing for Sky Sports Boxing.
No, holy love.
All right. Well, I was big on. I mean, Coley, he's cool and all, but he ain't Joshua Buatsi.
Hey, Stan, if I'm going to go to New Orleans, homie, I can't just come get gumbo. It got to be more than gumbo, Stan.
Gumbo, crab legs, crab cake.
Rodell with the gym in an ATL. Holla at me. Email me.
Go down Bourbon Street.
Rodnell, I don't know. Hit me up. Email me. We would love to use your gym in the ATL for Sheezy. Peace.
ATL in the house, huh?